on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Alright. Pretty sure my kids are asleep. If not, they're like this close to falling asleep. I have just had a snack, which was, I have these really weird cravings every now and then. I'll either crave like carrot and cheese, and I'll just have like a bowl of carrot and cheese, or I just cut a tomato up and put salt on it and ate it. And sometimes I do it with just cucumber. I feel like in the view of the camera, I'm really clashing with the couch. It's just a couch cover, and I've got my little helper here, little Zoella, and we're going to do a chit chat. I've made myself a cup of tea, so if you want to do the same. I don't have any wine in the house at the moment because it'd probably be wine because it's the end of the week. And it's been a big week because my husband's been away travelling for work. Oh, I'm taking off my watch. I went back to wearing my Apple Watch. And I think I mentioned it ages ago on a YouTube video or in Instagram stories that those silicone straps they come with, I get like a really bad rash on them. So I bought a different watch band. I'm just looking at my wrist right now trying to soothe it. I bought a different wristband. And the other day I went to put the watch on and it was covered in paint, builder's glue. We've been renovating for a year and I use that watch almost every single day to make sure I can leave on time to pick my kids up from school. So needless to say, that strap had to go on the bin. Actually, it didn't go in the bin. I've kept it in case I end up doing any more like painting and renovations and want to wear it. I should probably start folding some washing because that's the whole point of me getting distracted, so I actually get the washing folded. Feel free not to watch the video and just listen to me because I'm literally just hitting the record button. There's nothing fancy going on tonight. There's no, I'm just throwing my hair up after getting the kids ready for bed, and I'm sitting down and chatting with you because I have so much to update you on. I've actually even put the other battery on charge in case this goes flat. I don't know how much this has got left. I feel like this is not going to be like a 10-minute chit chat. I have not filmed a YouTube video the longest I have ever decided to start filming YouTube videos, which has probably been 2 weeks. I think I've always updated like 3 videos a week. I've gone for sometimes where it's been like a week I've had nothing, and that was really due to like the renovations because I just had so much going on and it was just too noisy, but I kind of kept you updated. So I have been like a little MIA around social media. I've been shocking on Instagram and YouTube the past couple of weeks. I just had stuff happen, which was kind of planned months ago. And it kind of just all snowballed, and then things were going to evolve very quickly. And I was just like, we put a pause on it. I have to get my ducks in a row, and then it'll kick off in a couple of weeks. I've gone on to Instagram. I have an ironing pile like over there. I'm just going to create another one down here for now on Instagram, and just thought I'd ask if anyone's got like any random questions or comments. So I'll get to those as well, because I feel like I just haven't really spoken and seen how people are. I'm missing the comments on YouTube because I have been uploading videos, and I genuinely kind of am interested on how everyone is going in the community. So if you want to leave comments below and let me know how you're going, I would love to hear about it, because I have been anxious, stressed, excited, nervous, worried, grateful. Like I've had all the emotions. I've actually had massive outbreak down the side of my cheek here, and I thought it might have been because I didn't change my pillow slip that I'm putting it down to. I probably had quite a bit of stress, and stress can be like a good stress. It's being like emotional and just all over the place. Everything is fine. The short answer is I am going back into the general workforce. I will still be doing YouTube. That's going to change how I do it, and I'll talk about that later. You guys know that we have been renovating our home. You guys would be aware, if you've watched a lot of my videos, that I have not worked since having children. I took, which was meant to be 4 weeks leave, but it turned out to be 10 days, starting my parental leave when my son was due. And then 10 days later, he was born, and then I got pregnant with little Miss, and he was 9 months old. I took a voluntary redundancy where I was working and just wanted to be a mum. I didn't want to put my kids in full-time care. We made some really tight budget changes and I became literally a full-time stay-at-home mum. Absolutely loved it. Have made plenty of sacrifices, one for me, and then my husband and I have made sacrifices to make that work, and I will forever be grateful for it and the time I have been able to have with the kids, the time that I have been very fortunate not to have to put them into daycare 5 days a week or have someone else watch them while I'm working or doing long hours. My kids did go to daycare, but I could do any day, and I didn't have them in there at 7 a.m. and pick them up very late. So very, very grateful. I'm sure some people are probably, without sounding like up myself, envious or jealous of that. But please just note, we have gone without a lot. We haven't done family trips. Yeah, COVID's got a little bit to play with that when all the lockdowns were happening. But my son's turning 7 in November, so we have gone without a lot. The luxuries. I'm not doing my washing pile. I got 2 of those. And I mean going out with like a lot of things. My husband and I rarely go out for dinners. If we do, it's with the kids and it's to a cheaper place or a kid-friendly place, or it's on the very rare occasion. We have budgeted and watched our spendings. And not that I have a problem with it and I'm going to be like, ooh, now I've got all this money, I'm going to go buy all... No, that's not going to happen because there is a plan behind this. But we have gone without. I've worn, in my opinion, really daggy clothes. I used to shop at some of the more expensive clothing stores when I was working and I'd treat myself. I had a Prada bag. I remember in my first, it might have been like 3 or 5 years of working, I was doing very, very well. I saved, I had myself set up quite well. I was single and I wanted to treat myself and I bought myself a Prada bag. So I have definitely put all of that on the side because I've just had so much fun with the kids. With kids does come an expense. And then over the years, we have sold our house, we have rented, we have bought another house, and we are renovating this house. And I'll give you a renovation update as well. I had always planned to go back to work in some capacity when the kids were both at school. So that would mean next year when little Miss is ready to go to full-time school. I was hoping to pick up some part-time work, doing what my profession is, that I've got my degree in, and part-time, mum, work, life balance, have that all sort of rocking out. And then things just sort of, oh God, how do I say it? It's not that things sort of changed, it was just, 2020 was kind of like a real change, I think, in the world in general. I think it really shifted small businesses, the inflation, people's concerns. A lot of people, like expats, were coming back to their home countries, and I think it was the very slow start of the housing crisis that we've got. I don't know if overseas has got similar, but in Australia there's a huge housing crisis for rentals at the moment. And as the years have gone on, my goodness, so it's been what, like a solid 3 years? 3 years. It's been a solid 3 years of the economy just going, I'm just going to call it whacked, because it's just sort of been all over the place. We've had lockdowns, we've had don't do this and don't do that, and we've had, yes, we're up and running, and we've had interest rates soaring, we've had prices of food go through the roof. And that was kind of my ticker, is watching the groceries and how I budget and spend the money on groceries was kind of my eye-opener about 3 months ago. groceries were getting like really expensive. You guys have seen my videos. They're probably one of my better viewed videos is my grocery hauls, and I've gone to the egg farm, I've gone to the fresh food markets, I have made my own bread. We have a little veggie garden at the back, which we're not going to change. We're going to keep doing that because I love it and the kids love it. I've supported local. I've gone back to home brand stuff because the prices were just going up and up and up. And sitting down, looking at the budget, working things out, I just sort of came to the conclusion that pretty much from now, if we were just to keep tracking along the way we were going, we couldn't finish what we wanted to do with the house. Right now with our renovations, we have stopped. We have done a slow renovations to our I think it's like a 1936 home from the information I've found. It can still not be quite right because it's very hard to find information on old Queenslanders, particularly ones that got relocated, even though I found its original location, which was kind of cool. Just my neighbour 3 doors down, she put the house here. How's that? So the renovations are kind of at like a standpoint. We've done as much as we could with our budget. It's taken us a year, and I'll give you updates on that, maybe in a separate video, maybe in here. I'm going to check my phone soon because there were questions coming through regarding that, or maybe I've answered your questions now, I'm not too sure. And then with the price of food, not just food, can we just say petrol, insurance, regos, utilities, food, going out, clothing. I noticed the price of clothing because I've had to go out and buy a bunch of clothing. Everything's just gone up, and I kind of look at big picture things, and I have a very loose 5-year plan on things. Sometimes I'll look at things and kind of go, okay, well in 5 years, this is kind of the bubble I want to be in. Maybe I'm like smack bang in the middle of the bubble, and maybe I'm like on the real outsides of it, but I want to be in that sort of bubble. And for me, I wanted to have this home finished, and I mean, we've got a kitchen upstairs. This will become Little Mrs. bedroom. I want a kitchen downstairs. My husband wants a music studio at the back. And after a year of slow renovating, we realised that it's not just a quick thing we want to do. You can do it. We don't want to. And we are hesitant to take out too much more of a loan, given what interest rates are doing and the economy, and then be hit by more money, more fees, more repayments, interest rate hike. I mean, you know how it goes. So I kind of sat down and thought, I'm going to start looking for some work. I'm just going to get myself back out there and start plodding through, and I'm just going to be really, really picky about it. It's probably going to take me a few months to get there, but I thought I'm going to sit down one night, I'm going to get my resume up and running, and I made a list. I sat down and I said, I don't want to put my kids in before and after school care. One, that costs money that I just don't want to spend. Some people or kids, I'm just picking up all the clothing off the floor, are fine with it. I just don't want to do that. That was just one of my non-negotiables. I don't want to chuck my kids in before and after school care if I can help it. Down the track when they're a bit older, I probably will. My son went last year for the odd day here and there because it actually worked out. I got some... Anyway, so Link helped me out when he had 2 kids in care. Whatever. I only wanted to work part-time hours. I still wanted to be able to go to the kids' sports. They do training throughout the week. I wanted to make sure that I was still home with the kids to do homework. I didn't want to work too far away from home. I had this huge list, and I thought, you know what? Make the list. I don't necessarily believe in that. What's the whole manifesting? I don't... That's an interesting one for me. While I sip in my tea, don't forget it's there. I don't really think I believe in the whole manifesting thing. I just have this thing, if I want something, I will just keep working really hard at it to get it. Whether that means that I'm applying for jobs, I'm looking, I'm advertising, I'm promoting myself. One of the mums at the kids' school was saying that their company is just so busy at the moment. I'm like, well, hey, look, if you need this kind of a person, I might be looking. So I think there's, what am I
I trying to say? Like, if you believe in manifesting, yay you. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in it. I think if you want something, you can just work really hard at it, and eventually, a bit of luck involved as well, you can get there. Anyway, made my list, had my resume, big gap of 7 years where I was just a stay-at-home mum, no expectations, and I started applying for jobs. I think I applied for 3 or 4 jobs. Just for, I feel like I might have been wasting their time now that I think about it. But I applied for the jobs, I got phone calls, I think on all of them, to be honest. And I had the phone chats, and someone else was like, yeah, not for me, or look, excuse me, where you're located is just not going to really suit. Excuse me. But I'm just putting this down to good experience, getting some interviews, love it, all good. I then got a phone call from one of them, and she gave me like a phone interview on the spot, which is not unusual, because then you try and figure out what they're like, and then try and figure out what you are like. And I was like, okay, yep, cool. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. I feel like I've got something just tickling the back of my throat. I had the interview. I didn't hear from them for like 3 weeks, and it didn't even bother me, because I'm just, again, the process was, I'm just applying for jobs, I'm having some fun, and, you know, maybe towards the end of the year, something will come up. And then I got an email from a different person in the same company saying, just following up to see if you're still interested in the role. And I thought, oh, okay, weird. One, they emailed me, and 2, different person, and it was weeks later. So I've got a theory. Oh my god, look at all these socks. See if I've got any odd ones after this. Let's hope they all pair up. I thought, okay. Anyway, I had to book in for an interview, and I thought either 1, they had a lot of candidates to go through. 2, they had someone and it fell through. Or 3, my other theory was, the person that was originally doing the interviews passed it on to someone else, isn't with the business anymore, not too sure. But anyway, I went in for an interview, and okay, back a little bit there. Had to go for the interview. I have no work clothes. I had to run out. The interview was in, I think, 3 or 4 days. I said to them, look, these are the only days I can do, and my kids are both at kindy or, excuse me, school. And I was very blasé, just thinking, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, and they said, could you do 9? I'm like, no, can't, sorry. And she's like, okay, we'll do 11. And I was like, yeah, I can do 11. I feel like I might have been a bit rude looking back. I just didn't seem very eager to please what they were asking me to do. But I had to go and get some work clothes. I had nothing. Bit of a shock. The stores I used to shop at to get my work clothes, and I used to dress very corporate. Some of the companies I worked for kind of had that kind of an image, so I went to the usual stores I used to shop at, and I was a little bit shocked that the dresses I used to pay, look, back then I was paying about $150 to $250 per dress, and I had suits and all sorts of stuff. They were $480. So I kind of rotated really quickly, went into Target, and I grabbed myself a basic pair of pants and a nice little blouse. And I thought, this will be great. I can use this for a bunch of interviews. It's not like too corporate, not too cash. So depending on the type of job interview I'm going for, this will cover all bases. So a little tip there. If you think about going back into the workforce, just make sure you've got something that you can wear. Camera is flashing. Let's just keep going until it stops on me. So I had the outfit all set to go, real basic. I mean, it was still $60 or $50 for a pair of pants from, oh my god, I've got 4 pair of socks. It was still, I think it was like $120 to get the outfit. Anyway, I'm rambling on about the cost of bloody clothes. Story for a different day. Got the outfit, had to buy a bag, had to buy shoes, had to buy pants, had to buy a top, I had to do my hair, I had to look presentable. I have never felt so out of place in work clothes, because I have not worn anything like that in a good 7 years, even longer than that, because then I was pregnant while I was working, I was in maternity clothes. So anyway, I got to the place to have the interview. I drove from home, because it was 11 o'clock, so I dropped the kids off at school, got home, got changed, drove there. A couple of minutes, perfect location. I was like, oh yeah, cool, tick, that's fine. I'm not big on like city work anymore because I don't want to rely on public transport. I want to be able to drive. So if my kid's calling sick, I'm like, I'm out of here and I can just go. So that was a big tick for me. Got in there, had a lovely chat with them. I gave them all of like my non-negotiables and they're like, yeah, sure, you can work from home, you can do this. So I thought, oh my goodness. Okay, and I thought I better start selling myself now. So we had a beautiful chat, had the interview, left. The next day I got the phone call saying, you've got the job, when can you start? And I thought, oh cool, this is great, fantastic. So I let it sink in and they wanted me to start, I think it was like 4 days later. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait. Anyway, I'm trying not to give like too much information because I'm just going to ramble on this topic for ages. They wanted me to start straight away. I thought, no, let's get through Easter and start just after Easter. So I've had to organise how I'm going to structure my days. My husband's going to do one school drop off and I can do pick up, so I can do certain days. 1 day's working from home, 2 days in the office, and I've got the balance sort of happening. I had to go out and buy a complete wardrobe so I can actually do the work. We had to get downstairs set up so I can do like a work from home sort of thing. I've had to work out how I'm going to manage that with little Miss. I've had to move her gymnastics days. So the past couple of weeks, I have not just been like having a break. I've kind of been like in this go mode, trying to work out a new structure, new routine. I'm buying a slow cooker. You guys know I do not have any fancy schmancy appliances in the kitchen, but I'm like, I want to get some dinners sort of like under my belt that if I am going to work, I can come home and there's a pumpkin soup, or bam, there's a curry ready to serve up sort of thing. So I've been working really hard to get the new family structure up in place with me working part-time. I'm working 3 days a week. I still want to film YouTube content and I will. What I'm thinking of doing, the biggest part with filming is the editing for me. I'm going to continue doing my grocery hauls. They are probably going to come on a Friday, drop the kids off at school, grab groceries and come home, do the grocery haul, get the house clean for the weekend. So that'll be my little routine there. And then what I'm thinking of doing is just doing like weekly vlogs, whether that's like cleaning, cooking, me going to work. You're not going to see my work or anything, but me just getting like the day ready, or the evenings, or when I'm working from home, how I do it and that sort of thing there. Guess I'm asking you guys now, is that what you want to see? I'm still going to do random chit chat videos. I'm still going to do updates on the home. We just finished the bathroom last week. The shower screen went in, so I have a video coming for that one about the vanity and the bathroom. It looks really, really good. I'm really happy with what we've done. It was, we started demoing that bathroom, I think it was the 3rd of December, and we're almost in April. So it's been a very slow process. I'm just going to sit back with the dog now and have my cup of tea. It's been a very slow process and we have renovated the home very slowly. I did get a question. I checked very quickly on Instagram because I had a couple come through and a lot were around the home. I'm just going to see if I can bring it up here. Where was it? So remember, what have you learnt changed by doing renos slowly? That was one of the questions that I thought was a really good one. Slowly means I got the time to really think about what I wanted, to go on Marketplace and find secondhand things, to view the space differently. When we first bought the home, we didn't move in for 6 months. So I'm like drawing up plans, and we'll have a walk in, we'll take this wall out, and we'll take this pole out here. To take this pole out here, I think it was going to cost us $5,000 because they have 2 different roofs joining. The beam that goes across had to get completely taken out, and I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. Actually sitting in the space and coming up with ideas and working with, and I hate to say it, very senior, experienced tradesmen. I knew that was happening. It was going to go flat. What was I saying around tradesmen? Yeah, so I think my plumber, he had, I think it was like 50 years. My builder had like 50, 60 years, and my electrician had about 45, 50 years experience. So here's me coming in going, I want this to go here and this to go there. They actually gave me some really good ideas. Some of the ideas I came up with, some of them my husband and I came up with, some of them the tradesmen were like, well, you know, why don't we look at doing something like this instead? You'll save money, we can block things out. Sometimes I had to be really clear on this is how I want it to look in the end. Slow renovations has meant I have had to put up with dust, walls not painted, open holes in the side of the house. Things have been damaged and broken and lost and destroyed through renovations. That's probably the downside of it, but I'm guessing that would kind of be like the down part of renovations when you're living in a home anyway. But it's probably just how long it has taken living in a year of renovations. We've done a lot in a year though. We've done a whole bathroom, a laundry, completely closed in downstairs, put in internal stairs, completely done the backyard. The front has been, no one has seen the front of our home apart from my friends and family. The front got totally redone. There was never a driveway. The garden over the front was overgrown. There was still rods sticking out the ground. We removed the front stairs. I think this house in every single room has been touched, whether it's with a new look of paint, windows, blinds, curtains. The next thing we're looking at doing is fixing these floors. These floors have got like gaps in the floorboards and things are getting like stuck in between them. So we want to gap fill it all, sand it all. There's more things that are going to happen up here, like a wall's going to come out. It was hard to do because we were doing it when there was a huge shortage of building materials. It was not hard to get a plumber, electrician, and a really good builder. When you know someone, and they can help you out with other things, and they pass you on to different people, which has been fantastic. And our builder was local, fantastic guy, and just wanted to do the odd job, not do like a full build. He didn't work very... he was very efficient at what he'd done, I'll say that. He was really, really good at what he's done, very particular, so we're very lucky to have had him. It was just the cost of things actually got quite up there to the point where we were looking at like timbers and that sort of thing, and our builders, like, they've doubled to get wiring. So we had all of our ceiling up here. This is all asbestos. That was a massive saga. If you guys remember that, they damaged our home and didn't take all the asbestos out when we turned up. If you don't remember that, it's like one of my first renovation videos. That was an absolute nightmare. A cable of, like a drum of cable to do all the rewiring had gone up. I think he said like 150%, from $100 to $250 a drum. And we went through a lot of cable. We literally rewired this whole, we did rewired this whole entire house. We had to change the earthing. All new lights got put in, all new fans got put in, air cons are in every single room. So a lot happened. Doing it slow, yes, I'd probably do it slow again. Mainly because there's even things when we were doing it slow, I was like, oh, I don't think we done that right. Or I'd think about it. I'd be able to say to my builder, can you just wait a minute? Can you go work over there? He just worked by himself. He didn't have a team. It was just me helping him and him doing most like the technical, actual building stuff. I was like his helper when the kids were both at school. So there were definitely things, even doing it slowly. If you saw my laundry video, you would have seen there's things that I still would have changed when we done that. And that laundry took us ages to do. The shower, the bathroom up here, when I do the final reveal, there's two things that I would have changed that are almost too hard to do. Actually, no, you wouldn't do them now, but there are two things I probably would have changed in the bathroom. And I think if you do it like a quick renovation, like again, when we first looked at doing the bathroom was a quick, yep, we need to move it, we need to change it, we want to get the plumbing all changed downstairs. It was a very quick decision to get it done. And we changed the layout, which is pretty much the only layout we could do. I had to make some fast decisions on like tiles and waterproofing and how we're going to do it. We made changes along the way. In regards to the shower was a major problem for us, trying to get like the floor levels in an old home with putting sheeting in and like the step going into. Anyway, so I think if we had rushed it, well, not rushed it, I think if we had done it faster, I probably would have had like 4 or 5 things that I would have been like really unhappy with and thought, shouldn't have done that. One of the things we were going to do was actually just build a hob around the shower. So you know how you can get those tiles and it's kind of like a little dam that you build around the shower and then you step into it. We've almost done that, but when you actually end up seeing our bathroom is not very wide. I think it's like, what was it, 1.8 wide? Does that even sound about right? 1.8? Anyway, it's not a very wide bathroom. So when you put a tile in, a tile can be like 400 mil? No, not 400 mil, 40, 50 mil, like a subway tile, making like a little moat for you to go into the shower. We've almost done that, and I'm glad we didn't because it just took up that much more room because the shower screen's only so thick. So we actually gained more room where the toilet ended up going. So I'm glad we didn't end up going with that because I literally toiled over this whole shower thing for about a week and I could not wrap my head around how we're going to make it work. My plumber gave me an idea, my builder gave me an idea, and I just had to sit on them and think about it and continue to use our outdoor shower until I was like, no, I think this is going to work best. I explained it to both of them and like, yes, you've got it. So we will continue to slowly renovate, one, from a cost point of view, and we're doing a lot of it ourselves, and two, I think you can catch on a lot more quickly to the potential, not errors, mistakes, but the best way to finish your room or get a room done. Anyway, so I'm going to do an update on the laundry, on the bathroom, and then probably a whole house update. We've had a downstairs door put in, and we've literally come to a bit of a stop now, so we've painted. So the next stage we want to do in the home is save up some money, and there are some things we want to do at the front, but in regards to the actual home itself, it's probably going to be the kitchen downstairs. It's a bit of a domino effect. We want to put little Miss into this room here. We've got to get the kitchen downstairs. This room here we think has asbestos in the walls. It's very likely it is. We need to get that checked. That will need to come out. She can then go into that room. There are things we need to do in that room in regards to obviously getting the asbestos sheeting taken out, insulating. We need to obviously paint, put aircon in there, get the flooring sorted, and then her room will become the walk-in robe and ensuite. For us, the kids have a bathroom and we have a bathroom, and we don't have the biggest bedrooms. It'd be great to have a little bit more space and have the wardrobe and the ensuite for us to get done. Won't be cheap to do. So it's a bit of a domino effect. We want downstairs kitchen to get done, but I don't want to have this room just sitting up here. I want this space to be turned into something, and then eventually we're going to build another room at the back, like a little shed for my husband to have like a man cave sort of thing. So there's, and I'm just sitting there thinking of the cost of it. I mean, a kitchen alone, I know how much the kitchen's going to cost because I got a quote. So that's the next stages of the home, but we're probably just going to do a little bit of pause mode. We've got a plan to save as much as we can. We come off interest rates. If you're a mortgagee, you're probably going to feel the pain if you have done a fixed interest rate. So our interest rates will come off in another 18 months, I think. And they've gone up quite a bit. Who knows what's going to happen in 18 months. But the plan is to try and really focus on the mortgage, do a bit of savings. Probation for me is 6 months where I am. I think that's one of the questions on someone's assumed I've gotten a job, and I'm like, yes, I have. So now you know there's that question. I ended up getting myself some part-time work. Look, and I'm going to love the company I'm working for. I'm not going to tell you what it is or where it is, but the company I'm going to be working for, I'm very happy I'm going to be with them. Great company, fun, vibrant. I think they have like a bring the dog to work day. They had like a really funky kitchen with great facilities in there. One of the teams had just a great setup and environment. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to a bit of a change and a challenge and balancing it. I had a question on here asking, how am I? I'm feeling good now. I'm guessing you guys have probably seen that I've been really, really quiet, and that's just because I've literally gone from no work, cruising mornings, taking the kids, now to like really having a routine. It is definitely going to help when it comes to groceries. There's definitely been some weeks where I'm like, oh my God, I'm just struggling to stick to this budget. Very lucky in the fact that I can go back to work and I can make more money to help with the bills that are coming in. So I'm very lucky there. I do feel so sorry for families that are already on two incomes and think we can't make ends meet, because it's definitely a reality for some at the moment where it's just getting too expensive. Please stop. Please stop of things just going up and up and up and up. I remember looking at grocery bills, so I went back and done our budget, reviewed our budget, and I remember my grocery bill when I had family of 4. Little Miss was eating. She was eating salt. I could get my groceries for like 120, 150. And 150 was like a splurge, like a big week, and I bought like cheeses and, you know, didn't get too much sales stuff. I struggle to get it to that 170 mark, and I'm being savvy. I'm going to the egg farm, I'm going to the fruit markets and all that kind of stuff. That probably won't happen for the first couple of months. I've given myself a lot of kindness. While in the first couple of months of starting work, I'm going to do a lot of freezer meals. I'm going to cook like slow cook things. It's going into winter now too, so it's going to be great. Stews, soups, all that kind of thing. I'm going to be very kind to myself. I'm not going to be like, yes, there's extra money, let's just blow it and not shop the sales. No, because we still have a bit of a 5-year plan on the home, mortgage. Our car's probably going to need some cuddles in the next couple of years. So planning for those future things, big expenses coming up. But it's definitely good to know there's a little bit of leeway with the groceries if I need to grab some stuff. So I'm going to do a lot of cooking, a lot of slow cooking meals. So if you've got a slow cooker and can recommend an Instagram person or a YouTube or a Facebook page that I can follow to get some really good slow cooked meals, I'm pretty sure I just chuck it on the pot and turn it on and cook it. I'm going to go out and get a very good quality slow cooker. I'm thinking like a Russell Hobbs or a Cambrook. I heard Cambrook's very good. I've been looking at Robin's Kitchen and they're a big sale at the moment, so I'm thinking in the next like week I'm going to get it and then do some practices, get some stuff stocked up. Husband's on board. He's going to be doing a bit of cooking as well and helping with the kids there. This is just me fleshing out on how I'm hoping to approach it. I literally went out and bought myself, on a very tight budget for the first couple of months at work, a new wardrobe. Let's call it a new wardrobe. I realized half my clothes are covered in paint. I literally live in these types of dresses. If you're listening to me and not looking at the video, that's fine. It's like a house dress, just a cotton house dress that I throw on to go pick the kids up. I honestly have not cared how I've looked. I'm in gym clothes, sweaty clothes for the past 12 months and before. And I realized that if I'm working from home and need to do a Zoom, I still need to look semi-okay. So I've gone out, I've shopped the sales, I've gone to Kmart, I've gone to Target, I have shopped online. I think I've done Orange Sherbet, had an extra 20% off their sales stock. I looked at Proud Poppy clothing. A girlfriend got me onto Shein and I bought a bunch of really cute headbands on there. I had to buy shoes, but I went to Famous Footwear or Spend Less Shoes and got some shoes. And it was really hard because it's kind of hot at the moment going into winter and all the clothing stores had all their winter stuff out. So I had to find a couple of dresses I got on clearance at Target that are like short sleeved. I can wear with like some little closed-in shoes. And then going into winter, I kind of got a few extra things there. So, I don't know, do you want me to do like a photo of what I'm wearing to work to give you ideas? Do I do a haul of the things I've got, or do I just go to work and keep that totally separate and just keep doing the grocery hauls and the house cleaning and the home renovation stuff, or do I keep the channel evolving as I evolve now into the next phase of motherhood, which is motherhood and work-life balance? Do I keep doing that with you there? Let's me. Whoa! I also need to get, oh my dog's gonna fall. I also need to get a new phone. That's a little plan I've got my husband and I. said, come Christmas, we're probably gonna update our phones. I think ours are a 10 or the one below. They're really starting to die. Really, really starting to die. So we are gonna have to do something in that space there. Let me just do a quick scroll and just see a bunch of questions. How are you? Okay, miss you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, guys. I'm in a really good headspace now. I have my plan. I'm organised. Happy days. And your grocery hauls, a bunch around grocery hauls. I'm still going to do grocery hauls. They are my better viewed YouTube videos. YouTube's not going anywhere. I'm actually hoping to do even more on Instagram now, so I might do a lot more reels and posts and updates on how manic my days might be getting. And then YouTube will have a lot more structure to it, like a weekly vlog or or grocery hauls, the house stuff and that sort of thing. If you can't tell, it's past 8 o'clock and I'm getting really tired. And I folded all my washing. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I haven't really covered in here. Yeah, kids are doing really well at school. Oh, here we go. What are you doing over the school holidays? So, yes, we do have plans over school holidays. We've got a few activities on. My son has his best friend hang out with him for a few days. My son's got a few play dates. Christmas holidays were fine, but these school holidays here were definitely going to be a very tight budget. Again, everything started coming back to a lot of money conversations. We want to take the kids to Australia Zoo. I wanted to go up to Noosa and do some, spend some time up at Noosa. I wanted to just do a range of things with the kids, and it was getting really expensive. Now it's fine, and I know what my pay is going to be when I get paid, and I'm like, yes, we can do a lot more of those things now, because before it was like we just couldn't say yes to, not that we couldn't say yes to everything. No, we couldn't say yes to everything. We weren't going to do everything, but I was being very, very selective. I've got little Mrs. birthday coming up. She is sound asleep now, but she's actually doing really well in her gymnastics, that she's gone into the next level. So for her birthday, I've just found on Marketplace, I'm going to buy her like a balance beam and some gymnastics mats so she can do more training at home. I think she's going to love it. She is legit obsessed with gymnastics. She's constantly doing splits and flips and rolls, and she does like the double bars. I need to work out the name for everything. She can like balance herself on the beam and almost go into a handstand. She is very natural at it and very good, which means it's going to get really expensive if she wants to keep doing it. So I wanted to get that for her birthday. They're secondhand. I found them off Marketplace. I'm going to go pick them up this weekend, and we're actually going to store them at our neighbour's house, because I can't store like a 3-metre long beam anywhere without her probably seeing it. And then I think my mum's going to get her some new leotards, and she's probably going to get like a Barbie doll for us or something like that there. So I just have a little bit more freedom. I'm still going to be savvy. I'm still going to be frugal. We're still going to budget because we have that 5-year plan. This is just giving me a little bit of flexibility on some things. I didn't realise when I was looking back, like I went right back to like 4 years ago with our budgeting, and I didn't realise how expensive things had gotten, how much they had gone up in price. So I'm feeling very lucky I got the job. I'm very glad the timing was actually now, and it wasn't still searching, still trying to get the work, still going for interviews. If that was the case, that was totally fine. But as my neighbour beside me, the neighbour across the road from me, one's got 5 kids and the other's got 2. The 5 are grown up, and the other one's got 3 kids, around the same as my children. And she was saying it's good I got the job now, because she was saying that come next year, all the mums who've got kids going to school will be looking for work. So I was like, that's actually a really good way of looking at it. I've gotten in now, the job's secure. I can't think of a better, 1, timing, and 2, it ticked all the boxes for me. So again, I don't believe in manifesting. I'm just going to say it. Feel free to unsubscribe if you are a full manifesting person. I just think if you really want something, you work really hard at it and you make every avenue available to yourself to get it. If that's manifesting, then that's what you think it is. That's fine. I just think when you have determination and focus, you can really get some goals kicked if that's what you want to do. So that's kind of my update. Very long video, but I've given you an update on me, I've given you an update on the house, I've given you an update on what's going to happen on YouTube and Instagram, and then there's a bunch of questions in there for you guys too. If you could please answer them on no, you don't want to hear about the next evolving phase of my life going to work and home, let me know. Do you want to see what? Because I don't have 5 days a week free now to be doing just random video contenting, that if you don't like it, I don't want to be putting it up. So I'd like to know, with me changing, do you want to see it? Do we keep to the regular stuff? Do cooking, do cleaning, do grocery hauls and that sort of thing? So a couple of questions to let me know. I feel like this is a really long video because I had to change my camera and it says 21 minutes and I feel like the battery before said 20 as well. So it's been 40 minutes of me just rambling non-stop. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to put all the washing away. I've had my tea. I've had my tomato. Do I have a cucumber with salt? She's been asleep the whole time. And this little one here, I don't know what you're going to do when I go to work. They do bring your dog to work day, which I thought was kind of cool. But I'm guessing I can't do that every single day, although she'd probably want to come with me. So she might just have to get used to a little bit of alone time too. She's had me home for 7 years. Every day. Every day for 7 years I have been home with her. So it's going to be a massive change for her too. She's 10. Are you 10 this year? She's 10 this year. She's getting old. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Any questions, let me know. I'm going to go a lot more active on Instagram. I'm going to be updating still on YouTube. It'll definitely be a Friday grocery haul and probably, so again, do the grocery haul and get uploaded straight away. I need to get better at doing that. And then potentially like a weekly vlog, or so it's going to be like 2 videos a week. I'm talking in my head. I just need to stop and say, that is it. Thank you for listening. I hope you are really well. I'm going to put the washing away and enjoy about 10 minutes of peace and quiet because the kids are sound asleep before I'm off to bed too. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Trust me, we will talk soon. Bye.